everybody, welcome back to Lit Like Sage. It's me, Mother. Today's video is going to be about the spring equinox. Spring is getting ready to come up March 21st. That's the first day of spring. And I'm going to be teaching you all a ritual in this video. But before we get there, I just wanted to touch on why spring is the time to do your manifestations and create more than any other time of the year. We are taught that you make resolutions at the beginning of the year. Like, it's a new year, what you're going to do different, how you're going to be better, and all of those things, which is great, but we're going against nature doing it in January, because January is wintertime and the earth is literally dead during the winter. Nothing is growing. Nothing is changing. Everything is stagnant and harsh and cold. That's not a time for creation or rebranding or regrowth. That is a time for shedding. The winter time is when you literally get rid of the bad energy off of yourself or out of your homes, or, you think about what you want to get rid of. The winter time is not the time for creation. So I believe that because we're taught to go against nature so much, that's why a lot of it feels like a lot of our resolutions don't come into fruition. Like, you don't stick with it, or that didn't work. I thought I was going to start working out. I quit after a couple of weeks or whatever like that. Yeah, well, there's a reason for that, because you can't manifest going against nature. And nature's new year is the springtime when everything is reblossoming. So, the ritual. It's very short, very quick, and it's nothing that you have to do for a long period of time. What you're going to do is called a saltwater ritual. And what you're going to do is you need a candle. It can be a white candle or a green candle, a bowl of water, salt, and partition paper. Your partition paper can literally be anything, whether it's plain white copy paper, notebook paper. I like using brown paper bags because you can get like a stack of them in a bag from like the Dollar Tree or Kroger for like $5 or so, and you will have partition paper forever because you're not going to write on the whole bag. You can literally just rip it into pieces, and like I said, partition paper for days. So what you're going to do is, with your bowl of water, you're going to put a pinch of salt in the water. This is just for balancing and drawing in energy. Put a pinch of salt in the water. With your partition paper, you're going to write down things that you want to bloom. This is where you're going to list your resolutions, or like I said, just things that you want to see bloom in your life. Love, a new career, new home, whatever it is, you're going to write it on that paper. You write it on your paper, you're going to fold that paper towards yourself as small as you can get it, turning it clockwise, but folding it towards yourself until you get it small enough to fit underneath your bowl. Once you place your bowl on top of it, you're going to dress your candle with the salt water, which is just either dipping your candle in it or taking your hand and putting the water on your candle and then light your candle. That's where you're going to sit and meditate over your what you wrote on your paper. If you have a large candle, because it doesn't have to be a big one, it can be just one of those little short candles. But if you have a tall one, then you can kind of turn it into a 7-day ritual where you light it every day until the candle goes down. But it doesn't have to be one of those. I use a very short one that's gone by the time I'm done with my meditation. So that's a quick, easy one just for the beginning of spring, just for you to make sure that you get a couple of things out into the universe while the earth is turning over. And last year, I actually did something that I felt was like very, very therapeutic. Instead of putting my intentions into a jar, I actually buried it into the ground. Once we started getting our warm days and the ground started softening, I buried those intentions with the mindset of they can grow and bloom when my grass start coming up, or if I planted plants, that it will grow with the things. Again, just trying to get more aligned with the springtime, which is the time for growth and, coming the earth reawakening. So again, everybody, just get aligned more with nature's calendar as opposed to the calendar year. Doing things like that. I've actually, like, in my mind, broken the two down separately, where I have like the calendar year and then nature's calendar, because those things don't match. And I think there's a reason for that, because you actually have to deconstruct so much. And part of that deconstruction is learning is that we're taught to literally go against nature as opposed to working with it. And you have to work with nature. That's a big part of hoodoo. That's a big part of anything. And like I said, a lot of things, not only with the seasons, but a lot of things we're taught to go against nature as opposed to working with it. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope that this is a new wonderful season for everyone. We actually have a new moon coming up as well, which is also a good time to write down your manifestations. By the time y'all see this video, it will probably be the day of the new moon. And Pisces and Mercury retrograde was in Pisces, and that retrograde is actually coming to an end along with the new moon. So good things are coming. The earth is starting to wake up. It is time for y'all to plant your seeds of what you want for your life, and we all hope that they bloom and grow. I hope everybody have a wonderful springtime. Get out there, plant things, let sun in your house, sage your homes. Make sure that you have your doors and your windows open so you can get that stagnant, harsh winter energy out of your house and enter in the new, wonderful spring energy. I hope everyone has a good spring, and I hope all of y'all manifestations come into fruition. And that's it. I'll see y'all in another video. Ashe, have a good one. Thank y'all for tuning in.